Should you pay $1,400 or more for this jacket? That question and more I'll be answering in this 3-month review of the Vanson C2 collab jacket in Cognac Bad Lassie Steerhide, specially made for my shop, doesbydell.com. Before we get to the questions though, I really just want to kind of show this jacket off after 3 months of regular wear, 1 month where I basically wore it every single day, to really kind of show what happens with this jacket when you have it and wear it. This is a bit of a holdover from my days on the Goodyear Welt Reddit, where when people do reviews there, the standard expectation is that you put the album first, the album of the pictures of the shoe that you're reviewing. Because I could say all I want about this jacket, but we know a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, then I don't know what a moving picture is worth, but it's got to be quite a bit. So this jacket, as I mentioned, is in this Steerhide. It's from Italy. It's the Bad Lassie Carlo Steerhide. It is about 3.25 ounce weight. It's a vachetta style hide, which is infused with fats and oils. This jacket has a bit of a finish to it, which gives it this kind of luxe shine that I find is not over the top, but is present. The hide is known for a relatively quick break-in and forming rolls along with a really beautiful grain. And that has been my experience with this jacket. Really, it took just a few days of regular wear to start forming those rolls, getting the jacket into a position where it accommodated my body instead of just being a blank canvas. And really what I found was over that month, it reached a point of accommodation for me and largely has stayed around that zone with some little changes, little development once it kind of reached that point where the arms, for example, had these rolls because of the pressure and the bending of them, and they kind of reached this spot, and it's not like they just continued stacking like an accordion or anything like that. They reached their natural forming point, and then it's been much slower progress since then, which to me is ideal. I don't want some jacket that's just going to be broken in and then age so quickly that the color all fades out, the jacket wears out, and it's like wearing a piece of tissue paper after a few months. This is a robust hide, so it is not going to do that. But it was not a hard break-in like I would say with the really heavy-duty motorcycle leather that Vanson typically uses, or that you might see on like a Shot 613, that Shot Steerhide. So I know when people hear Steerhide, they have certain ideas about it, but that's how this leather has worked out. The lining on this jacket is a 7-berry Nara homespun, just over 5 ounce cotton made by a Japanese textile mill. In this jacket, it's blue. I love blue with this cognac. I think it's incredible. I think that's awfully convenient because blue jeans being so common, the fact that blue works so well with this leather surely is quite convenient, ain't it? Surely is quite convenient, ain't it? Surely is quite convenient, ain't it? As olive, when you're thinking about pairing. So if you've ever worn any olive, this cognac goes with things that olive goes with, which is to say it goes with blue, of course, goes with black, goes with gray. It is a more accommodating color than you might expect given its kind of show-stopping, attention-grabbing color. It has been really versatile. Other notes about wear with this jacket, I got rained on a few times. No problem. It's not something I personally avoid if it's raining. I don't like take my jacket off if it's raining. And so I got sprinkled on and I got caught in a moderate downpour, and I found that the jacket darkened immediately when wet. But when it dried up, it went back to its standard color. There was no dramatic overnight change in the color of this jacket or in the kind of creasing or rolling. It has, however, slowly darkened with time, going back to that kind of discussion with the break-in, but it hasn't been really fast. It has been noticeable though, and I'm putting up some pictures of when I first had the jacket versus now, so you can get a little comparison. It is a shade darker. There's no filter on these pictures. It's just how it was. Just an interesting and natural, normal part of having a very light leather being exposed to the elements and the sun and the impact of that change. I would say aside from that overall darkening, there has also been some change, some wear marks that you can see in high wear areas. Most obviously and specifically at the end of the cuffs where it rubs as I'm resting my arms on the table or just going about and bumping into stuff. Generally, you can kind of see a darkening in that area. And I mean, people would call that patina. It's a natural phenomenon. There's nothing really extreme about the change or the progress with this jacket, which I appreciate because I want this jacket to last a long time. I want this to be something that's around and not just worn in and worn out. So soon we'll be talking about price and value. But first, I really want to nail down demonstrating the fit. So right now you see me wearing a heavy overshirt. This is kind of a shop rag or chamois overshirt, a denim shirt, and an undershirt or t-shirt. And so with this fit, this kind of one heavy layer fit, it's very comfortable. I can move around, I can do all I need to do, and I'm just going to kind of move around and demonstrate it. Unzipped and zipped. The number one thing you need to be able to do is like your daily activities, right? So you need to be able to talk on the phone without it fatiguing your arms or not even being possible to reach. You need to be able to drive whatever vehicle you're driving. You need to be able to eat food and all that kind of stuff. So all that is very easily doable with this one heavy layer. If I had a second heavy layer on top, it would probably be too tight to be comfortable. And this is a good time to mention I'm 5'9", 175 pounds, and I have about a 40-inch chest. It's just over 40 inches. And if you have questions about fit, I made a video, 2 videos in fact recently, that I think really demonstrate how to figure it out. We talk about ease and the idea that there needs to be space between your body and the jacket, and then how much ease is necessary for what you're planning to do with the jacket. So with my chest size, this jacket is a 38 and it has a 22-inch pit-to-pit chest measurement, which gives me almost 4 inches of ease, which is right in the sweet spot. It's about 3.5 to 4 inches. So what that means is you can do this kind of layering, this kind of warm layer on top of a standard kind of fit, and it's still comfortable wear and move around. Let's see what happens, how the jacket looks when we take off this top layer. So, little movie magic going on here. This is a really great shirt. I actually have 3 shirts exactly like this overshirt that I got on sale from J. Crew years ago, from their Wallace and Barnes line. And just cozy, thick, easy to layer with. So this is the denim shirt I'm wearing underneath. This is kind of like standard wear. All right, jacket goes on. Ugh. So this is unzipped. Now I can, let's put those zippers back. Motion is obviously easier now, taking off that heavier layer. And zip up the jacket. As we take more off, the question kind of becomes, does the jacket look oversized? Does it look too big for what you're wearing? So right now we're at the happy medium. One thing that you can do, and this is kind of a tip or trick, if you want to have more mobility or space in the jacket, you see how I've got the zipper here? You can leave it like at the 1/3 mark, and it opens up. It also lets more air in if you're feeling warm. And now for just the tee. A little breezy out here. All right, unzipped and open. And this is kind of the magic of this amount of ease and the fit I find for this jacket, which is, to me, this looks great. Does not look too oversized, even going with just the tee. And so it can go the whole range of t-shirt to, you know, kind of a midweight denim shirt, all the way to 3 layers, including this heavy kind of chamois shirt. And it looks fine with all 3 types. And this is kind of, to me, an ideal fit to look for. It's for a motorcycle jacket for many people. Now, obviously, if you want something oversized, and I like oversized too, depending on the style, there's a conversation to be had there. But for this jacket, for this C2, this is how it works. If you go one size down from your standard, you can kind of achieve this fit. Some people end up in between sizes. I mean, that just would basically put you in this position where you might give up one extreme, where you basically are always wearing either the denim shirt and the chamois shirt, or just the tee and the denim, but you can't do all 3. Some folks, if they end up in a really, you could end up with jackets that are just t-shirt fit or just for layering. But I think with the largeness of the bicep on this jacket and the kind of opened up top zone on it, it does allow for better layering while still looking good. So that's your fit discussion. And as a reminder, I'm 5'9", 175 pounds, and just over a 40-inch chest. My typical size is a medium, and this is a 38. Now, finally, the question about value and price. So this has been something I really wasn't sure I should share, but I think it's important, and I think it is helpful for you to have the context here, because this is an item I'm selling and I have unique perspective into how it's priced, which I don't always have when I'm reviewing other people's stuff. So I'm just going to open it up to you and tell you more or less exactly how I'm pricing these jackets. Okay, you might hear from other brands sold at the lowest sustainable markup, or whatever that means. But in retail, typically, the retailer charges double what they pay. So if I were to be buying these jackets at $100 a pop, I'd be selling them at $200 a pop. That would be kind of the standard model. However, that is not what I'm charging. I am getting these jackets for just over $900 a piece, and I'm currently charging just about $1,400 a piece. So my markup, instead of being twice, is 1.5 times. So it's a significantly lower markup than you would see from most retailers. This is, as you have probably encountered a bajillion times, the advantage of being a direct-to-consumer seller. I don't have a store that I have to pay overhead for. But I can't really go lower in price. I do have costs. It is a risk to buy these jackets. It takes time sometimes for them to sell. So when we're talking about value, you know, the price of the jacket at $1,400, you could consider that it's already discounted $400 down from an $1,800 price, or it'd actually be a little higher than that. It might be $1,850 or $1,900. So the way that the jacket is priced has a built-in discount because of the model. To me, that basically is a screaming deal. Would I pay $1,400 for this jacket? I actually did. I paid more than $1,400 for this jacket due to the costs being higher for me just getting enough leather to do a sample and doing an individual run. It was actually more, significantly more. It was maybe $1,500 or $1,600, and I still love this jacket. And I thought it was a good deal at that price. So the price that I'm offering the jacket at is a very good one. I have gotten some criticism over the price being too expensive. This is something I'm sensitive to. Unfortunately, I can't really go lower because it's just what things cost. If I could magically get Badalassi Steerhide for, $5 a square foot instead of around $10 or $11 a square foot, then I would lower my price. But that's just not possible currently. Speaking about Badalassi Steerhide and the leather and the components that this jacket is made out of, I do want to finish by pointing towards what's next. Right now, it's the beginning of March. I had hoped that the first run of 7 jackets Vanson is making for me would have arrived by now. They haven't. Assumed that they'll be coming soon. There was actually a hope that they'd be here in February. So we got to say March is very likely, and they'll be moving out. Now, something really special is coming in that shipment of jackets. There are 2 jackets that are for the shop, so to speak. One is the C2 in black Chrome Excel horsehide. Now, I really struggled with which black to do for this jacket, and I think that a biker jacket in black makes 1,000% sense, but maybe people would not be interested in the Badalassi version of that. It's perhaps a little bit less interesting of a black because its evolution is different and it's harder to see the awesome grain and shine on a black jacket. So the black Chrome Excel horsehide is a beautiful, color-rich, lots of texture, T-core horsehide made here in America. And I think that's going to make a really stunning, awesome jacket that will be a joy to wear and to see it develop with time. And then I also have a walnut Badalassi Steerhide in that shipment coming my way. And it's going to be really like this jacket, the same characteristics, same producer. It's a Badalassi Carlo, the same tannage and everything, but it's really kind of the perfect medium brown. Instead of this more standout, beautiful, I think, eye-popping cognac, something a little more muted. I think it's going to be really just a beautiful jacket and something that may be easier for more people to see themselves wearing than this cognac. So, exciting things there. If you're interested in getting updates, the fastest way to get them is actually to sign up for the newsletter. It's at the bottom of my website. You just put your email in, and I announce things there first because it's a lot easier to send an email than it is to produce and edit and put out a YouTube video. So, circling back around, is this jacket worth it? I certainly think so. And I'm really curious to see what those 7 people that ordered jackets think when they get their hands on them. And hopefully we can get more information shared for them because I just think it's going to be gangbusters and people are going to be blown away when they get these jackets. Thank you for following along.